Welcome to the Bardic Inspiration Podcast. I'm your host, Brad the Bard, and today I have the handsome and talented Gabriel Tyler Buchanan joining me. And a giant shout out before we get started to our sponsor on Patreon today. If you guys like horror, creative writing, and sci-fi, check his stuff out. Link is in the description. What's going on, Gabe? How you doing?
Not a whole lot, man. How are you?
So we just got done doing a float spa.
Yes.
Here in Westchester, PA here.
Good
First
stuff.
time I've ever done it. First time you've ever done it.
Yeah, I know. Relaxing. Like sensory deprivation, floating in salt and water. And yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty interesting. One of the points I was pointing out was like if I could do it again, I think like I would want to do it longer. And I think like I didn't expect to have to do it naked. Like I was wearing my like
I kind of got
yeah,
that.
like I had my swimming trunks with me, and I'm like, no, you know what? Like you do it naked.
No, yeah. I had swimming trunks with me as well, but like I saw that the whole thing. I didn't think about it. Everything's filled up with salt, so the salt is obviously going to stain my really nice trunks. I don't wear cheap swimming trunks.
Yeah,
cheap many things.
Let's bring
so
the
I was
mic in
gonna
quick.
actually. Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
I was gonna actually then stain my trunks or everything, so like I took everything off, and it was great. But that's not really that uncommon thing, especially for therapeutic. As a massage therapist, a lot of times people are naked, but it's in private and no one can see their parts and stuff. It's normal. It's normal.
It was pretty interesting, right? So like when you like, I'll explain like kind of like the experience of the place. So like you go into the thing, you put like earplugs in,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like a motion sensor light. So once you go into the chamber, I'll refer to it as like where the float deprivation, sensory deprivation tank thing is, like it'll sense that you're not moving. That light will turn off, and then there's a light in the tank that you have control over. And I pretty much turned that thing off. Yeah, I turned it off right out the gate. Yeah. I felt like it was pretty hot in there too. Like when you took a shower before you did it. Did you take a cold shower?
I took a lukewarm shower.
Yeah.
Cold showers too. A lukewarm shower, but yeah, no, it was warm, but it kind of like matched my body temperature.
Yeah.
Like kind of after about 15 minutes or so, 10 minutes, I couldn't tell what time it was.
Yeah.
But like after that time, like it. The water then matched my body temperature, and it just felt like it wasn't even there.
Yeah, right. That was so interesting.
Yeah.
After the light was completely off, maybe I don't want to say like an amount of time because I wasn't counting like seconds or anything.
Right.
But I'd say like from 5 to 10 minutes in, like you stopped. Like if you stop moving, you stopped like being on Earth. Like almost like you weren't. You couldn't feel that you were in water at all.
Nope.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
So the salt water too, right? I guess like the density increases, and that's why you float so easily. Yeah.
Salt water. Put salt water. Old science trick. Put a salt water in a cup and then put an egg in it and it floats.
Oh,
So.
I didn't know that trick. That's cool. That's a good one. That's cool. So would you do it again?
I'm probably doing it next week.
Yeah. It was super fun. I think.
If I don't get too bored tomorrow.
Yeah. I might we'll schedule one with you again. We can go through it. And then afterwards, what was really cool is they gave us some tea. Like there was like
a whole little spa
lounge.
Yeah. The only thing that was missing was a catalog for like mail order brides or whatever.
Oh man.
It was perfect. This little guy brought you some tea. You got a little auction bar over there, over around the corner, around this little tarp thing. You've got like the whole electronic, the massage chairs.
Yeah.
And another auction bar over there. Only thing was missing, a little catalog, mail order brides, Ferraris, whatever.
Hell yeah. Bring the mic a little closer.
Closer.
Yeah. There you go.
But,
just making sure we capture every ounce of your amazing voice here.
Hey. Give the amazingness.
So, dude, how long have you been living in Westchester?
I've been living in Westchester for about 6 years now. Moved here from Washington, D.C. It's changed. This is the smallest town I've lived in since I was 9 years old, for sure.
Damn, so you lived in D.C.
Yes. Right.
Let me ask, is that how you got the gig at Beast Coast? Because you were already there?
Somewhat. Yes. And so many different channels, yeah. So that kept going on. I was lived
pretty
about
awesome.
a block, no more than 3 blocks from home base of APK.
Oh,
for the majority of the time I was living there.
Nice. Well, let's kind of go down that rabbit hole because that's basically how we met is through like parkour and stuff. I can't remember what year it was that I was at Beast Coast. I want to say, I'm going to just throw a dart here and say like 2016, 17 or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
How did you get involved with it? Maybe it was earlier than that. I don't even remember.
Earlier than that.
Yeah.
So I'm a licensed massage therapist and a physical therapy technician.
It had to be way earlier than that. Why am I even thinking?
For that, and I was working at a place called Center for Neuromuscular Massage Rehabilitation in Washington, D.C., and I'm a big gamer, love playing video games and stuff. And I vowed when I moved down to DC, if I could find anybody could train me to move, like anything from like Assassin's Creed or what was the other one?
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge. That's what I was trying to think of. That I'm going to do it. And so I asked one of my clients at the time. And he was like, "Oh yeah, just go over here, blah 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 blah, 219 M Street actually." And, and we were like, I went over there, and I went over, and they asked me a bunch of questions about what I do, what am I trying to do, what am I getting into, and then right in front, I'm surrounded by Team Tribe, which is the professional parkour team that was there. So I then was just trying to get in the door of just trying to train there. But right there at the same spot, I got hired to be their actual personal like therapist for each member team, and so forth. They then taught me parkour at the same time. So I just kept going in. It's been like 10 years. That was about 10 years ago. That's
epic, dude. That is so crazy that, like, you just happen, because the Tribe is like one of the best teams around. Like, they've since integrated with like Tempest, which is in like the West Coast. I know that's where Frosty is anyway.
Right. He was one of the people to train me. Oh, yeah. Frosty's amazing.
No doubt. So if you had to say, like in a few words, like what's your style or strong suit in parkour?
Definitely like a flow. Mm-hmm. Definitely way more flowy and street flowy than bigger flunch moves. Like sure, I can hit a couple flips here and there, but that's not really. I don't really go for those too often. They don't go as natural to me.
Yeah. So. You like bar flow and stuff like that.
Especially bars.
Yeah, bars are great, man. I definitely enjoy some nice like thief vaults and like kipping over those. When I was working in Philly recently, I actually got to the coaches there. It's not impressive at all, but I think to my friends that don't do parkour at all, I got pretty impressive at doing laches and different bar work like that. So that's one of the passions that I recently got integrated with in parkour, and I think bars are definitely a nice place to be.
Bars are so good because the wonderful thing about bars is not all just like brute strength. There's a lot of physics and technique involved in there.
Yeah,
as well. It's like a lot of people think just because you can hit like a 10-foot lache that is all this power and everything. But the only power only comes from like the first pull up, kip up into the air. Once you swing back, and it's how you let go or keep your feet far away from the bar and so forth. In order to get the power to go launch yourself forward. And then there's the direction or the angle of which you're going, of how far. Or
like if you're going to go lache to another bar or precision. Yeah, man. Exactly. My man knows all the physics behind it. My God. That's awesome, though. So what have you been doing lately? Like, obviously, in Westchester and PA in general, there's not that much parkour stuff going on.
There's not.
It's definitely few and far between. There's some like, especially earlier this year before COVID, there was some, holes in the wall. You could find some really good stuff. I was actually just training at a place called iCore yesterday. That's a pretty cool spot. I think our mutual friend Bryce works there actually.
Yep, Bryce is nice.
Yes, Bryce is nice.
He can probably do it twice.
Yeah. But yeah, he works over there. That's a really dope spot. And then I was working at PPK, which has unfortunately closed down as a result of this whole thing.
I heard about that whole story, but that's a whole long story. Thing. Yeah, whatever.
So let me ask you, what has COVID been like to your like line of work? Like right now, you're a bartender. Going for your real estate situation, locking in clients. We were actually, I think a week ago, we got a drink to catch up, and you were just telling me how you're making all these connections with all these high-end people.
Oh, man. So, I'm a bartender and a server at Pietro's Prime in Westchester. They're like martini bars, steak, steakhouse, seafood, top notch. People do all their big events, and all the lawyers and the judges, they all show up and go there and everything. We also have a lot of realtors and brokers there as well. And so I stayed there just as after I left MLPK. Another story. And after I left MLPK and went there, money was great and everything, but I wanted to do more. So I was like, wait, these guys are all running in here and just blowing wads of money, it's like tissue paper, and they're and I want to do that too. So I figured out what they were doing, and I was like, oh, real estate, bet. So I went and I studied for that, got my real estate license. Now I'm with Remax Direct. It's I like it there so far. A bunch of irons in the fire, but I haven't really sold anything yet. But I've got my broker tells me that you got to keep putting irons in the fire. But there's also this lovely little obstacle that we have going around, that COVID-19 can't get enough of it. Ow. Yeah, so that's making things a bit not very different or interesting. It's just a different way of doing things. It could be worse. It could be 2008 or so, I'm told, and everything that happened there with the housing market.
Yeah.
So
what's different about real estate now that wasn't popping off the same way a year ago?
Well, a year ago, your average housing or house would be listed for about 2 or 3 months. Right now, because of the market and everything, I'll explain that in a second, the average house listing is going to be about 2 weeks, if that.
Get out.
People are buying up houses before they even step foot into them, just so they can get them and everything. And some people are just, I guess, they're not feeling all the loss of jobs and businesses and everything from all the shutdowns from COVID. However, the market itself, from everything being shut down because real estate was not considered to be essential. Everything, so that all this inventory of houses and houses and apartments or condos or whatever, that got shut down. No one could sell them. So that inventory from back here during the shutdown got moved over here towards when everything opened back up. So now there's everyone's literally just flying, and then you have the anticipation of everyone trying to get them, trying to buy them. So nothing can stay on the shelves right now. And if we go for another shutdown, however, now real estate is now considered essential. However, that doesn't change what people are doing with their market money and everything. I know in Pennsylvania here, you're not allowed to foreclose yet until, I believe, January 2nd. Once that happens, things might change a bit more too. So it's very wishy-washy as far as going. I just kind of stick to my guns and keep it running, keep it moving.
Yeah, that's interesting. Why do you think now people are buying so much? It's interesting that they're deciding now's the time to get a home when I guess you're working from home more and people have more time. I'm wondering, from your perspective, why are some reasons that this is the time people are going, I need a house.
Because they were trying to buy it before. Just like if you cage a rat or you tell your kid, you have a kid and everything, you leave him in the house all day long. And he says, no, you can't. You can't go anywhere. Guess what's going to happen? He goes, he's going to rip and run and do whatever he wants, even more so than he was before. So it's literally the same thing.
Interesting. So
from one angle,
are the prices going up? Is the supply and demand shifted?
To an extent, because there's so much supply. There's so much supply
demand,
so much demand for it, and the supply for it is limited from what's on the market right now. If you're not putting an escalation clause on whatever agreement of sales that you have, your chances are you're going to be outbid. So an escalation clause just allows your realtor or your realtor to add a little bit more money on if someone bids for a property that's even higher. So that's important to do right now.
Can you explain that? I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so that's an agreement of sale there. So say your house costs $400,000, and you're bidding for putting a bid on this house is $400,000, and there could be someone else, and this is one situation. There could be someone else that wants that house as well. I'll give you $415 for it, and then so now if you've given with an agreement of sale, if you have an escalation clause with enough amount of money on that, you can say, well, now you've given your realtor the power or the leeway to say, well, we'll do $420, and then so forth and so forth. So other than that, if you just stuck at $4 and just stay your $400, no, I'm not going to pay anything more than $400. Then guess what?
Someone else is going to pay $401.
They sure will. The price is right.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Just raise it by $1. That's so funny, man. It's crazy how things are being affected there. It blows my mind because my brother just sold his house
Yeah.
before he found a house,
Mm-hmm.
just because he got a bid on his house that was better than I think he might have anticipated. So
That's the market.
yeah,
right now.
it's crazy.
Seller's market.
It is a seller's market.
What was I gonna say? How long was this house listed?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably not that long. Less than 2 months for sure. But
Right.
I don't know if it was the 2 weeks that you were mentioning.
No. 2 weeks, 2 days. People go straight into contract after listing in the same week.
Yeah. I noticed, like, since I've been out of my job before COVID, I've been doing film jobs and stuff.
Right.
And I saw an ad for real estate photography recently. And I was about to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't they weren't paying enough for the travel. They were like, I need these 10 houses like photographed, and I'm like, I can do that, but like, are you gonna compensate me travel? And like, they were just, it was a weird thing. Like, they were Craigslist, you know what I mean?
Oh. Yeah.
So it was a little wishy-washy, and I ended up not picking up the gig because I charged more than what they were willing to pay, and the way they were structuring the words was weird in their description of how they wanted things done. But from what I've heard from other friends that are on the fringe of real estate as well, there's a lot of remote tours going around.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that? Like, have you done those?
Not yet. I've done one as been look through one, did a remote tour, but I did not actually host or list remote tour from what I've listed. Am I set up to do that? Yes, I am.
Nice.
I bought a green
As you guys
screen.
can see.
Bought a green screen, a whole studio, just in case like we get shut down again. I'll just go in there with a video mapping camera and then film the whole thing, and then come here and I can show it to you. We could be in my house right now. You don't know where we are. Actually, you might. But
Yeah. Yo, giant shout out to anybody. If anyone right now while the live stream's going can give a shout out or we'll give you a shout out if you can tell us where we are right now.
where are we?
Yeah, where are we? Can you tell us? But yeah, man. So what made you decide like real estate was for you? Because obviously you're a highly charismatic dude. Yeah, that's probably a huge part of it.
Good at selling
But
things.
the bartending thing like helps with that so much. You're obviously a people person. The first day I met you, I'm like, I love this guy. You know what I mean? Immediately hit it off. Do you feel like you've always had a knack for that?
Yes. I'm very much a people person. I will go and stand in front of a room of strangers, and by the end of that, we're all like Facebook buddies and friends and cracking jokes, whatever. It's just what it is. I don't necessarily like to steal other people's spotlight. I just find a way to create my own, and that's why I just go with that. And it's not unless I really don't need one. It just kind of happens. The spotlight kind of follows me around like my Lemmings or what was that one little Hammer Brothers thing in Mario that kind of follows you around and threw hammers at you? Yeah.
The Hammer Bro from Mario?
Yeah, and the one was on the cloud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
That's
It's
funny.
something like that.
That's
it just kind of
funny.
follows me around, so I just go with it. Don't fight it. Let it happen.
I like that. So you're just embracing your natural gifts and talents and temperament.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Would you say that it takes a special person to do the things that you do? And by that, I mean like the bartending and the real estate, right? Just we'll stay on those two right now because obviously there's way more than that to make up a Gabe. But for those two things, do you think it needs to be part of your temperament? Can you be more introverted and still be a good one?
Of course you can. I mean, of course you can, but that would be your style of doing such said things. And there's plenty of people out there like that do it. You don't have to necessarily like go out there and be like TV talk show host everywhere you go. But I mean, that's just how you can do it. And there's tons of people just like me as well that will, use more of a charismatic approach or a joking or try to figure out people's angles and go with that and ride it like a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm just wondering, do you have a path for how you want to take your career? Like, obviously right now we're in your apartment in Westchester. So really we're like on what's basically the main street.
Yep.
You're conveniently placed right by your job. You took me through the roof we went and got some food earlier today and like after our float spa session, and I'm like, what is going on? I feel like I'm in Mirror's Edge right now. Like we're just running through the roof to get to these alleyways, and then we're at the bar where our food was.
Yep. And it's No, I like that here and stuff. I didn't always live in this exact apartment, but did I move here strategically to be close and right and with everything? Of course I did. Yeah, that's no, just smart. I think my commute to work, well, at least the one job, is about 28 seconds. I did clock that.
That's amazing.
And sometimes, I don't know who's watching, or I don't know if they're watching right now. I come back to the house from time to time and grab a drink or a shot, and then I go right back in there. No one ever knows I'm gone. It's that fast.
It's like bathroom break.
I'll be right back.
I'll want to poop in my own toilet, though. That's amazing. Yeah, I just recently had a gentleman on who has... he has his own jiu-jitsu gym in his lawyer office. It's part of the same building. What? And his son, who works at both of those places as well, lives in the apartment above the establishment. So they never have to travel. It's right. That's you could never. Yeah.
That's how you no one ever sees you.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like, yeah, come over. I have everything.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I think the future. Germany's big on this, right? They have huge apartments, and they're in a really industrialized society, and the commute to a lot of places isn't that big for a lot of people because they want to live in close proximity. They their whole thing from
DC.
Yeah, exactly.
DC's like that.
Yeah,
everybody's crammed in this one tiny little city, and it's only maybe a 5 mile not diameter. Diameter.
Yeah.
And it's only going through that is only 5 miles through, but it still takes about a half an hour to go 5 miles in DC.
Yeah. So what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of living in the city so integrated with everything, though? We touched on some of the advantages, 30-second walk to work.
Yeah. Only a disadvantage. Well, I can't say that with every city or small town or whatever it is, but in this town there are no secrets. Everybody knows you. I can so much as take out the trash or take my laundry up the street or whatever, which is only a half a block away, by the way, without having small talk or what have you with at least 3 people on the way there.
Nice.
And on the way back. So there's no, if you have something going on in your life, guess what? Everybody probably knows about it already.
That's awesome. Do you think that that's something that the city has that maybe the suburbs don't, or maybe even the
DC,
rural
it wasn't
areas?
like that because it was so busy and there were so many more people. Everyone kind of kept to themselves mostly.
Interesting.
And DC's kind of a bit of a transient. They're not too worried about what you're doing too much anyway, unless it can benefit them or their career.
That makes sense. I dig that.
No.
I mean, I dig that's a good mentality, I guess.
That's
it keeps you very what do you call it? Tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
What you're about.
Tunnel vision. I mean, you can say the same thing about New York.
Definitely.
Manhattan as well.
Even Philadelphia is not too different. That's pretty cool though. Do you feel like there's a lot of different kinds of people in this area?
Yeah.
Demographics, backgrounds and everything. It's a college city, right?
It's a college
Westchester's
town.
a college town.
We've got a lot of old money here too. We've got new money here. We've got multiple cultural situations in all corners of Westchester.
The food is insanely
food's phenomenal around
varied.
Here. Really, really good. It's a big drinking town. Lots of drinking, lots of singing. There's a lot of yacht rock you might hear coming out of the bars, things like that. What was I going to say? So even politically, it's a very purple town. You've got just as many Republicans as you've got Democrats and so forth. There's even a lot of very loud and proud libertarians in the Green Party here too. So it's very, very mixed up in.
Do you think that's a healthy dynamic?
I do. Yeah, absolutely.
I should never be too.
One complete whole way.
Do you think there are a lot of echo chambers right now about the internet or even some towns and stuff? Do you think it's better to have a living situation where you're constantly being challenged on these things, or do you think you just need to be responsible in this kind of stuff and do your own research?
I think it's mostly responsible. Reaction, especially out of emotion, leads to all kinds of mishaps and misunderstandings.
Definitely.
People getting all big and bad on Facebook Messenger telling what they're going to do to me in my face, so that's fun.
Out of control.
I'm from Baltimore. We shoot first, and then we shoot back. But anyway.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yo, so we got some commenters out there. Just wanted to say, I'll give you guys a shout out if you can tell us where we're at right now. Can you tell us where we're at? Just got a couple people saying hi right now. But yeah, man. So let's
the Gabe. What's up, Levi?
Oh, what is it? Don't poke the Gabe. Oh
yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
Levi. Levi is my best friend. I've known him since I was 16, 17 years old. We've been through all of the things.
Cheers,
to Levi. He's got water. I've got this other water. Cheers.
The other guy there is Professional Pete. He's one of my best jiu-jitsu friends there. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have him on the podcast. He just moved to Texas, so I'm gonna do a big podcast America tour in my school bus, and I'm gonna hit Texas on the way.
I've still not seen the school bus.
Oh, I'm
thing.
I'll have to show you pictures.
Bus.
I'll have to show you
want
pictures.
to see the school bus? Can I hand out candy?
I guess it depends. It depends how purple the town is.
I mean, we'll see. It depends. I'm gonna wear something nice, a big red floppy shoes, maybe the big bushy clown wig thing.
Oh my god!
Nose.
You better have a gun on you or something. Depends where. Oh my god! Someone's gonna try to shoot you. You ever see those clown prank things where they have the mallet and they just in the parking garage and they hit the skull it's like a watermelon or something, and then the people freak out.
Stand there with candies. There's a bucket of candy.
No, I'd be freaked out. Don't kill me, please. I just use my parkour skills. Get the fuck out of there. But yeah, man, let's talk a little bit about bartending and stuff. How did you get involved in bartending?
Ooh, man, I have been working on and off, in and out of the restaurant scene since for about 23 years, literally. 17, yeah, give or take. When I started doing that, so working around, and then started off with a host, busboy. Server, bartender.
So you went from the ground up.
All the way up. I've been doing it for a really long time. You can ask me what mood you're in. I'll make you whatever drinks. It's second nature. It's easy as breathing.
I'll give you a scenario, right?
Okay.
Let's say I just got promoted at work. What are you going to make me?
Just got promoted at work. Let's do something a little bit more bubbly, something a little bit a splash off of bubbly. Take up to a martini because those are a bit more. Let's do something like a not as sweet pear martini, but we're going to put a champagne topper on it, or better yet, a sparkling rosé topper on that, and maybe a little bit of mint on top. Just kind of brings out the flavor.
My God.
So that's just off the top of the head.
I just broke up with my girlfriend.
Oh, we're doing shots, bro.
Of what?
We're doing shots, bro. We're doing JMO. We started JMO and see how we feel after 4 or 5 of those.
Oh my God. That's incredible. That's funny, yo. All right, so you definitely have your I can tell you've made some drinks for some people based on their moods.
Oh yes. Yes.
What's your go-to drink when you go to a bar? Maybe you want to test the bartender there. What is something that you
I'm
choose?
a big tequila fan.
Tequila fan? Okay.
So I'm a tequila mockingbird, as I call myself. I like a tequila Cosmo. Those are really, really good. Nice. It almost tastes like it's in the family of a margarita, but it's not. It's like margarita's step cousin that you only see maybe once every few years or something like that. Thanksgiving.
Every other year.
Family gathering. That one or a Mexicosmo. Not Mexicosmo. The Mexican Mule. Excuse me. A Mexican Mule. Those are also really,
Moscow
really good.
mules. I can't say I know what a Mexican Mule is.
Well, your Mexican Mule's made with tequila. Moscow Mule's made with vodka. Your Tennessee Mule Kentucky Mule is going to be made with bourbon.
Okay, fair enough.
On and on.
All right.
So those are my favorites. Palomas are good too, but they were so last year.
So last year, my God, there's trends in the booth.
There's trends in my booth.
Oh man. So let's so you obviously bartend at a quite, I would say, high-end spot.
Yeah.
Do you think when you become a bartender, let's say it's an aspiration you have, maybe you're a guy in college or something, do you think it's a better thing to go through the rite of passage from the bottom up, or do you think someone could do research and become a mixologist and just be a talented bartender and get hired that way?
You could. I mean, everybody's got their path. That's just the way that I did it. It's a little easy. It's so easy as breathing. But to study those things and different measurements, learning how to pour shots or whatever it is, or ounces, Yeah, you can definitely go to school and learn that type of thing, but you get the most experience out of actually doing it. So you can't, I don't believe that you can just go to school or figure something, read a book or YouTube and just show up at the bar, because when that bar gets packed, oh wait, we can't even do that anymore. When bars used to get packed back in the day, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Oh wait, wrong ship. Yeah, no, and then you learn your true grit, because the boards get sloppy. You start sloshing stuff everywhere if you're not used to it and everything. But that's, again, something that's developed with experience.
Definitely. I like, man, your path has been carved through like marble. It feels like it's so smooth. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a flaming Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I remember my first time drinking. No. I have. Jeez, man, I haven't even made that.
I asked my friend that's like, I think he's a bartender, if I'm remembering this conversation right. And he'd never heard of it. Like, you've had one before?
I've had one before, like years ago.
How the fuck does it work? Like, it tastes just like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
How?
I don't remember what's in that one. I haven't made that.
I think, don't quote me on this. Like, someone can probably Google this and spot check me here. But I know it's amaretto. I can't remember if it's a specific type of beer. It's probably like a light beer, like Corona or like Coors Light or something. And then I think it's Everclear, because that's what you need to light on fire.
That flavors make sense. That flavors actually make sense. The lighting it on fire is going to bring out more of the almost licoricey kind of flavor that the amaretto is going to bring out, the sweet amaretto. So that definitely makes a ton of sense as far as it tasting like a Dr. Pepper, since that was made from root beer. Root beer technically is made from sassafras root, which carries over Dr. Pepper was like a birch beer, or is made from prunes actually.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
don't ask me why I know this. Dr. Pepper is made from prunes.
That's amazing.
So, I'm just imagining the amaretto is going to be the big flavor winner in that one.
Yeah.
Not the Everclear. Not in the beers. The light beer is going to just cool it off a bit. Some eating.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to dilute everything. Like I don't know. Like, I'm not I drink things. I don't make things.
Yeah.
But that's interesting stuff, man. Do you have any good bartender stories? Like, tell me about your worst day bartending and your best day bartending.
Worst day. Mostly just weird stuff.
Yeah. Let me hear
Weird stuff.
Let me know.
I was actually tending bar and working some tables as well, so I'm going back and forth behind the bar, bar to tables. And I have these ladies, and they wanted a lemon drop martini, which is normal, with a sugar rim, which is also normal. And then they wanted a little bit of olive juice shaken into it. So they wanted a dirty lemon drop martini with a sugar rim, and then extra blue cheese stuffed olives on the side. I thought it was a mistake. I thought they were drunk until they ordered like 3 more. I'm like, what? Oh, and then they proceeded to hit on me the entire time and try to tell me how cute and wonderful I am. I was like, maybe if you have like a cute younger brother or an ex-boyfriend, I might talk to you on that level. But other than that, keep drinking your weird drink, and I'll be back with another one.
Oh shit. So yeah, like, what the fuck? What did you try their drink?
Oh no, I'm not trying that.
Yeah, I was gonna
say
say
diseases. Yeah, they got ointments for that now.
Oh my god,
we're not doing anything like that. Not in these parts. Actually, no, I didn't.
It's the weird. So is that the weirdest drink order you've ever gotten?
So far, I know there's more.
That's a pretty obscure one.
I know there's more.
I can't believe you remembered all of that.
Yeah. Let's see. There was I don't know, one time, and it's becoming more and more popular. Well, that's another thing. More and more popular. There was one week not too long ago, someone ordered a Miller Lite, just a bottle with a glass next to it, and a glass of ice. Because they're pouring ice into their beer. I'm like, that's the weirdest thing. Again, I thought I was behind the bar. I thought it was a mistake until they ordered another one. I was like, all right. And then the next week after that, he goes home. He's like, man, this is great. Tells all his buddies about it. I got a table of 8. Everybody's ordering ice Miller Lite.
So it's ice piss, basically.
Ice piss. That's a fetish. I mean, that's a choice. That is what it is. Everybody's into their things.
Fetish.
I mean, everybody's got their thing, and apparently they do too.
You're out of control. All right, man. So, dude, what have you been doing to stay in shape? since the lockdown happened?
I work out in my room and stuff. I do a series of different calisthenics and stuff. I'm pretty diet forward, and I'm also very much a homeopathic nerd. Very homeopathic. Homeopathology. Since I was in school for massage and studying under the doctors, I learned a lot there.
Yeah.
So I just kept it going. It works. I can get a little lazy sometimes. I still don't. I mean, I guess some people are going to the gym or whatever, and I do have a gym which is not far from here. It's like right down the street, but like I can't do that with a mask on. Not alone with a mask. And then you touch something and it's sweaty. Now I got that in the back of my head or something all the time. Or it's just no.
Yeah,
not until
I don't know how you do. Like I've seen people run with the mask on. It's like, dude, like I've seen, I guess, the elevation masks before. That was a thing. Right. But they just have like a regular mask on. I'm like, if it maybe because the weather's getting cooler, I could see it not being that big of a deal now. But like when it's hot and humid, oh God, no way.
I'll run. I won't put a mask on. I just run where there's no one else running.
Yeah, seriously.
Run by myself. I mean, people doing that almost makes as much sense, not as little sense as so many people I've seen driving in their car by themselves. Yes, you. Windows up, and their mask is on by themselves. That's it. Like, I don't understand that. The only way that would make any sense if they were Uber or Lyft drivers. And I'm not, you tell me every person out here driving by themselves. Wait, there's another one. There's a guy in a convertible I saw this past summer. Guess what he had on? By himself. He had a mask on. I don't get it. This is not.
Like, it makes sense to I had this conversation with my son, actually. He's like, Dad, why are these people wearing a mask in their car? I'm like, all right, listen. This is a tough question to answer, but logically, let's break this down. The only reasonable explanation I could think of is they're trying to condition themselves to just get used to the mask being on 24/7.
That's a good answer.
That's the only thing. Any other reason is not a good one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, benefit of the doubt on that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, we got mad comments. Avocado Atrocities back in the cut. Welcome back, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. All right, what do we got? Flip a bottle. Your buddy is lighting it up here, Mr. Levi. Ask Gabe about the steak and onions shot. Please tell me. Please tell me about that.
Oh, there's a shot, and it tastes like steak and onions. There's kind of a mic was away. There's a shot that tastes like steak and onions. Big shout out to the Russos. My best friend, one of my best friends, Josh Russo, his father. Nick Russo claims me as his own son. So we would sit there and just in the basement and just make up drinks after drinks after drinks. And he didn't drink the best of things, so it was a bit of a challenge. I had to work with Vladdy. He had a case of Vladdy. Yeah.
Awful.
But I was able to make Vladdy taste good because, and it was not easy. So, but we actually had this one shot and everything, and it's part Worcestershire, this little vodka in it, and then there's also some simple syrup, and it's layered. And you take the shot after you do the thing, and it tastes like you just had a bite of, or you just drank liver and steak and onions.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. If you're behind my bar and it's your first time coming in and you order a steak, I'll put one in front of you. That's why I just when I was here you go, buddy. What's this?
I don't know how to feel about it. Steak and onions.
Yes.
Because you're getting the booze burn on the way. The Vlad. There's no way, dude.
But that's where the mixology comes in. You're not getting much of a burn at all. There's a little bit of hot sauce in there too. It's just a little bit, 1 or 2 drops.
Like some Tabasco?
Yep.
I'll try it. If you make it, I'll try it. He said it's so good. I'll try it. Do this on your mic stand. Just tighten it here so it won't move on you that much anymore. Like righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Righty tighty. Yeah. Come on, get tight for daddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's a good mic? Who's a good mic?
There we go.
All right.
There you go. Oh man, no burn at all, dude. All right. Y'all are getting me hype. I'll try it. Someone's I need a Jamie to go get me one right now. I wish we could have you mixing on camera right now.
I don't have near the things I need for that shot in here right now.
Yeah, and we're working with a lot of technology around us, as you guys can see. I don't want to spill any booze on deck here.
Be drinking on the bridge as it is. Yep.
But yeah, man. So let's talk anime and stuff right now. what are your let's do like top 3 Netflix shows right now.
Top three Netflix shows when it comes to anime or just
Yo,
Netflix
just
shows?
anything right now. Just we can hit anime separately.
I bounce around like Netflix shows, like some horny teenager at the prom, literally.
I'll drink to that.
Like there's so many. Like, you know, like right now, I know. I don't know why it took me so long, but it was during the presidential election. I was like, I'm laying in my bed being lazy, and I started watching Designated Survivor. Have you seen that?
No, I don't know.
Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland. So good. Oh, I watched one episode, and like 8 episodes later, I was like, maybe I should do something with my life today.
What is it about?
There is, what is he, the Department of HUD, head of HUD, Secretary of HUD, and he's sitting as a designated survivor doing a presidential address, and then at the Capitol, and someone blows up the Capitol. And so now he is a designated survivor. He has to act as president. And that's the plot of the show.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. I fuck with it.
Now
It sounds like you're just described a Black Mirror. Like
You mean 2020?
My God.
Why I gotta be black? No.
Oh my God. Yo. But yeah, let's. Did you see what's the one with the chess? The girl that plays chess, Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit.
Have
you
you
are
seen that
like
one?
the 8th person this week, and it's only Monday that has told me like about Queen's Gambit.
It's
I
so
guess I
good.
can watch it.
It's
I believe
so
it's
fucking
number
good.
4 on Netflix right now.
Look, I'll say this, despite how controversial this might be, best female protagonist of 2020.
Uh-oh, shots fired.
By far. Guns out. Guns out. Dude, it's so good. It's about this young girl who's a chess prodigy who's addicted to drugs. She's like the perfect imperfect protagonist. She's such a complex character. And my favorite line from the whole series, because there's a bully named Margaret, and she says, "Fuck you, Margaret," and I'm not gonna tell you why. I'm just gonna say that's my favorite line of the whole show. You got to see the context.
I just got this imagery of like some girl who like had a good life, and now she's sitting in a trap house playing chess with anybody walks past.
It's not a good life. She had a rough life.
Oh well, bad life, and now she just like grew up in the trap house.
Chess in the trap.
But y'all want to play some chess?
Oh my God!
I got these cheeseburgers. And now,
yo, for some reason your boy said "fuck you, Margaret," and YouTube got mad and blocked it. I did not block "fuck you, Margaret." Levi, "fuck you, Margaret" is the line. It's the line.
The line.
You need to watch it, bro.
I will.
But yeah, come on. Give me your other 2. Give me 2 more.
Other 2. Netflix. Let's dip a little bit into the animated thing right now. I'm waiting for they are renewed for another season of Castlevania. Yes. I cannot wait for that. I cannot. Oh, and of course there's there's rumor of that has not been confirmed that Hunter x Hunter is getting a new season as well. Always a good time. What else?
Yo, let's hang out on Castlevania here for a moment.
Yes.
How fucking awesome is Castlevania?
Castlevania blew my mind. How mad would you when the first season was only 3 episodes?
Oh my God, dude! I started watching it when the second season was already out. So I binged all of it in one night.
Oh, that's not fair.
Oh, dude, it was so good because I didn't know, I didn't have access to Netflix. I didn't even know the Castlevania show existed. And once I saw it, I'm like, I need to see this now. All of it. Anyway. How much did you fuck with season 3?
Oh, everything there. Season 3 was amazing.
It was crazy, dude.
Yes.
Did you like the vampire hunters that were fucking Alucard?
Yeah, dude. I kind of saw that coming, but like I was like, no. But it was kind of hot anyway. You tried it. He looked so sad. He was like, come on, man. Damn. I thought y'all was good. Don't you know who I am, son?
He was like, damn. I didn't mean to telekinetically kill the fuck out of y'all with my sword, man.
Oh well. Next,
man. The best sex is always the crazy ones.
It's always the crazy ones.
Well, yeah, all right. That's fucking Castlevania in a nutshell, dude. Well, Trevor Belmont, right, is the main character.
Trevor Belmont.
Who's your favorite of the Belmonts, like from the whole franchise?
Ooh, I don't know that. It's been too long.
I think like Simon's like from all the Super Nintendo ones.
Right.
You have Richter, who was in Symphony of the Night, which was the PlayStation one where Alucard's the main character.
I forget the PlayStation one, the PlayStation one with Alucard.
Yeah, dude, that
was
was
mostly
fucking,
PlayStation.
That was,
anyways,
dude.
And I even made an Alucard character in Soul Calibur because, like, you know, Alucard.
Good shit. Who did you base him off of?
B2.
B2? Who the fuck is B2?
She's from Near Automata.
What? I don't know.
Right,
Which Soul Calibur is that? I haven't played a lot of the new ones.
The latest ones.
Oh man,
The last one. What number they on? Was it?
I missed the ride on that then.
Yes.
Yeah. The last one I played was like 3 or 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a long time ago.
It was quite a while ago. Who's your favorite Soul Calibur character? Damn, I want to play Soul Calibur right now.
What's his name? Because I made Dracula as well. I'm trying to remember his name. He's got like a dual-bladed sword.
Oh, Cervantes?
Grub.
Oh, damn, dude. I don't know, man. Let's get off this topic. I'm shitting the bed, yo. Oh, shit. But yeah, let's talk. We can, so Hunter x Hunter is great.
Yes.
But while we're on the topic of games, you were just discussing with me that you're excited for this Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, I have not got a PS5 yet, but I will. I usually never buy any of these new things coming fresh off the conveyor belt because, like, the usually problems always is. But you can still upgrade it to that. The first Spider-Man game on the PlayStation, not the first one, but the last Spider-Man game on the PlayStation was epic. And of course, Miles plays a little bit of the debut. He shows up in there, but now he gets his own game. And I've been following Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales since day one. I have all of his comic books in my bedroom right now.
Oh, that's awesome. You have number 1?
I do.
Dude. We gotta have it. We gotta show it at the end of the video. We gotta pull it up. What did you think of the movie Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, it was the best. One of the best Spider-Man movies.
Best. I think it was the
Hands
best
down.
one.
And
I think
to
it was
the story, about like a little few changes here and there, it stuck pretty close to it.
I thought it was incredible.
A few little
man.
things that were off, like the way Peter died and so forth. Peter was actually not killed by the Prowler with that device in the machine right there, but that was a fight between him and the Green Goblin. That version Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I love that. You're super into the ultimate universe. I can see, man. That's awesome, man. I think, to your point, that was the best Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they stuck with it to... They finally found a blend of how can we make this so that it's going to be something that the original comic fans appreciate, and also something that has a good enough ethos that the average kid that's just growing up that has no comic experience is going to pick this up and run with it. True. And it made a perfect impact. It's my son's like favorite movie.
Yes.
It was I've watched it like 8 times, I think.
One of the best things from it actually gives it its shine, makes it pop. It takes place in Brooklyn, and it feels like Brooklyn, especially because of the soundtrack. The soundtrack is
oh my god, it was so good.
When that movie came out, I was stuck on that soundtrack. I think it was the only thing I listened to for like 3 weeks.
Hell yeah. Did you, so like while we're on the topic of Marvel and soundtracks, did you watch Luke Cage on Netflix?
Of course I did.
Dude, that is the fucking best soundtrack I've seen in a series, by far. Directing
and camera angles as well. Because like they almost made it like almost edgy, looking like a blaxploitation movie. Dude. Even down to the camera angles, like when you're walking down the street, the close-ups, even the style of walking, or the barbershop scenes and stuff like that. Like it was very, very much like borderline in the art, like a newer blaxploitation look to it. And I'm quite sure they did that on purpose.
It was so well done, man. I think it's a shame that they stopped like putting them out. I think they canceled. I think all those ever since Disney started with their own like streaming platform, and they acquired Marvel, obviously, so they stopped even.
Apparently, they'll be coming back and different things, and they're fighting for contracts of who's playing who and what have you. And they're going to be using, for last I heard, because you know how things change up real fast, using the same actors. And Luke Cage, I think he's confirmed. Also,
Is this going to be on the new Disney platform now? Man, that's kind of...
as well as Iron Fist. Let's just hope they don't mess that up again, please.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think I never watched the show only because I just kept hearing bad things, even from people that are comic fans. But in the comics, Danny Rand is a white dude. Yeah. So, like, I understood it. But, yo, we're making a whole new universe. Why not fucking give an Asian actor a shot? Like, I was reading a lot of these articles, and I'm like... Points made. Like there's some fair plays here. Like, you're gonna make like they just did so much like different. They're making so many characters different than what they are in the comics in these new universes, right? Like the cinematic universe is a completely different animal than the comics. But so I don't see why we can't change things in the right ways.
Why not? I mean, like, honestly, because you have so many different kinds. Like, for example, like you have the Spider-Man. You have the Amazing Spider-Man. You have Ultimate Spider-Man. Or even like in the X-Men, you have the Uncanny X-Men. You have the Invincible X-Men. You have X-Men Ultra, like Ultra
First Class.
Yeah. X-Men. I think you have all these different things, but these are different comic book like lineages or not lineages or timelines or something, and they are pretty kind of sort of the same, but they're not. And then you have different Earths and things like that, Earth 1, Earth 2, and there's like a multiverse. So in a sense, they are not wrong in what they're doing in the cinematic universe. They're not. They're just creating the same way the comic books have been creating things this entire time for 60, however long years.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite comics to read?
Besides Spider-Man?
Yeah.
One I do have is the graphic novels, A War of Kings. That sucker's like that thick. Oh, and Deadpool. I like lots of Deadpool stuff. War of Kings, and they go through everyone from like the most powerful beings pretty much at war with each other through this giant book. Lilandra, Galactus, freaking, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Gladiator's in there. Gladiator, Black Bolt.
Yeah, damn, dude, Lilandra and shit from, that's like X-Men, like old school shit before the Phoenix was even a thing.
Warbird, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oof. Like,
that's interesting.
So
I don't even know that. I know like every character you name. Like, I'm fucking a fan. Like, I love old X-Men.
Yes.
Man, I need to check that shit out before I leave today. Got me hyped. That's awesome. So, yeah, who's your favorite X-Men? Villain and then good guy. Brotherhood and X-Men.
Hey, that's a good one. Who is my favorite X-Men? Let me come. Yeah.
Take your time. There's no rush.
I want to say, I'm going to have to say Magneto.
For villain is
no, because he loved the X-Men as well. Again, I was explaining like different timelines and things like that, and what have you. When Stan Lee created the characters, Professor X and Magneto, they were fighting for, mutant rights and what have you, and they're actually designed or characterized after Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Yeah,
Martin Luther King
movement.
chose the peaceful way. Malcolm X chose the more radical or reactive way.
Yeah.
And I honestly messed with Magneto more. When it's time to chill out, he went and got the job done. He was like, that peaceful, blah, 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 we shall overcome, could go but so far. I did not agree with everything Magneto did, but like 9 times out of 10, I would probably roll with him.
He's my favorite villain. Like if you have to pick a villain and a hero, like he leads the team of the bad guys, right?
Sure.
So he's definitely my favorite. I main him in Marvel vs. Capcom. I fucking love him. Magneto is the shit. His powers and his ethos all outstanding. But my favorite X-Man is Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's amazing.
Because he is a capital G. All right. That's
absolutely.
I think if you could have any X-Man power. Teleportation, dude. You don't need a car anymore.
Pretty good.
You don't need a car anymore. Where's your carbon footprint?
Yeah, either that one or just control gravity.
Who controls gravity?
I thought it was Polaris at first, but she's just like her dad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking anyone. There's not an there is, but they're so minuscule. They're like B-rate.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's really, really powerful. You can actually control gravity.
I feel like the Scarlet Witch could muster up some hexes
I mean,
to do
yeah,
that.
I mean, she could do that like a lot more than that. She's not even fair. Like, come on, man.
What do you think about the portrayal of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the Avenger movies?
I thought it was pretty good. The way they did that thing was like a little twisted way. How like Quicksilver died there. He shouldn't have died there, but they're about to do a bunch of things with the whole multiverse and change that whole thing around. Because then there was time travel as well that got invented during Avengers Endgame. Yeah, that was Endgame.
Yeah, it got weird.
Yep. So that's So
I think time travel used to fix plot holes pisses me off. They use it as a plot device.
I wouldn't say they're using it as a plot hole.
But I'm saying when they do. Yeah, I'm saying they might. Yeah.
Grab this thing
like
over
I'll
here.
say that DC has done that and Marvel have both done it.
Man.
And it makes my pee soft, to put it quite frank.
Soft pee.
Soft pee gang. I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't have to write yourself out of a hole. It's like they don't expect their series to get good attention, and they're like, I don't know what to do now.
You're losing faith in yourself and your writing skills or ability.
Yeah, you wrote yourself into a corner.
Or you fired the person that actually had the rights to what they were writing and stuff, or they quit, or they left, or they got blackballed, or whatever. The politics of Hollywood's and writings and story writing and what have you, which is what the Star Trek series has been going through lately. Ugh.
My God, how many different arcs are there in Star Trek, dude?
Not Star Trek. I mean Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Well, you have two different times. Like you get the Kelvin timeline, and then basically the regular timeline, and that happened. It got split when they went back in time or Spock went back in time to try to save Vulcan from Nero, who eventually blew the planet up. But then they bastard. That was just a slip time stream. Then your main time stream is where Vulcan is still there, and that's. You just have to know which ones you're watching it, but you can tell by what's going on in the story.
Do you think the Star Trek movies are as good as the show?
Which show?
Fair point. Which movie, which show?
which series or line of movies and which shows? Because right now, some of these shows are tearing it up. A lot of people don't like Discovery, but I think it's really good. This season, they haven't caught me. They haven't really grabbed me this season of Star Trek Discovery. However, the Picard, I thought that was really good as well. Surprising. I don't want to give any spoilers if anyone haven't seen that, or anyone hasn't seen that, but I recommend it. Shows. The only show that I really didn't like was Enterprise. I just didn't like it. Everything else is Star Trek Enterprise. Yeah, I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, I think I used to watch a little bit of Star Trek like back in the day, and then I watched the movies. But I like what we were just about to go down, like Star Wars. It's my jam. Except till we got to the new ones. Like I haven't seen the most recent like two of them, because after the one with I mean,
you gotta see it.
I know. They're probably good, like well made, but. After the one they had with Mark Hamill, it just kind of like it killed my vibe. I didn't like what they did to him.
Yeah, that's again more writers writing and directing politics and stuff that were completely disobeyed and gone over. And there's some people that are blackballed for it. So there's that. And the right people are picking up the series and going the right with the Mandalorian, which is pretty much saving the series, the franchise, hands down, is like one of the best shows. Like I can definitely no spoilers on this one, but. I literally have seen within this season of The Mandalorian the best Star Wars episode of any type of Star Wars episode there could possibly be. And they did it again.
Which season?
This season. Of The Mandalorian. I'm not telling you what episode. I'm not going to
spoil
that. No spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. But if you
can give an episode number just so people know which one's your favorite one.
Nope. It's episode this one.
This one.
Yeah.
it's this general
don't
area.
Don't forget to carry the one.
That's awesome. But yeah, dude, let's what else are you doing lately, man? Like the quarantine's obviously like picking back up here. Wintertime is affecting stuff. How is your job doing the bartending been handling this stuff?
Well, in the state of Pennsylvania, you can't really have anyone sit at the bar. So that's all over the place now. Thank you, Governor Wolf. Anyway, so you actually can't sit at the bar, apparently, because if you drink alcohol, you get more susceptible to get COVID-19. But you have tables and things around the bar or what have you, or things like that, and we have them outside. Up until recently, it's been raining a lot, and it's also gotten cold. I think as percentage-wise, we're up to we can do 50% capacity, which is good, but everything has to stop. All alcohol sales and everything has to stop at 11 o'clock.
Why?
Which makes zero sense to me. And here's the fun part about that. So back in the 1920s, we had this thing called a prohibition, where you wouldn't let anybody, drink. Alcohol was illegal. This is not that far or too many steps away from that, because that drove everybody into what we call speakeasies. The speakeasies where we go down there and drink, which is actually a little side note. The invention of the martini was really made from a bathtub gin. The original martini, and they made them in the cups of the glass. The martini glass is actually made to spill really easily, so that when the speakeasy that you're in and you're drinking things illegally got raided, then you would, whoop, sorry, officer, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't drinking anything. You just
That's
about
crazy.
Your business. So the martini glass is actually made to spill easy. But back to what I was saying before, these speakeasies.
Where did you learn that? I need to. That's just damn.
And this shutting down the bars and things are like that, especially on one of the biggest drinking nights of the year, the eve of Thanksgiving. He shut it down at 5 o'clock. That's not a good thing. Here's why. Because people are still going to drink. They're going to go to unregulated places that don't have any rules. When this place was, Westchester was lit. Everyone was running around in people's houses, no masks, no social distancing, because there's no one there to tell them not to do so.
No one to regulate,
No one to regulate. So you took everybody out of regulated areas, and they're still going to drink. They're still going to do it. And you put them all in these other places, which is going to cause yet another spike. Genius. Thank you, Governor Wolf. Anyway, but I don't understand that. If you just read just a little bit of a history and you would realize what exactly is happening. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Without any other explanation. It's just not responsible. But in his defense or whatever, and Pennsylvania's defense, I guess, what else could you do about it? What could you do about it? Not that. Because you're forcing people into a corner where they're still going to go out, they're still going to drink, they're still going to have these things. Unless then the only next step is to actually roll up into people's houses, like Soviet whatever, and then start banging down doors and pull them out of the houses for having too many people in there drinking. You can't do that.
that would be fascism.
A little bit.
A little bit. But yeah, that's interesting. Have you ever listened to this podcast called American History Tellers?
I'm not.
They have a little series on Prohibition. And I'm tempted to send you it because I feel like it would just you already know a lot, and I feel like it would just add a little bit. Yeah. It's just some interesting things.
Fashion too.
Yeah, dude. But let me ask you this, right? How has the quarantine and stuff affected your livelihood, right? Because I have friends that were working at restaurants I was gonna say you know them, but you actually don't. I just know so many people, and I just assume they all know each other because it's oh, you're my awesome friend. You know my other awesome friend. Oh wait, no, you don't. But he's a bartender, and his place of work ended up closing down as a result of this, which sucks, right? They were doing some catering and ended up stopping, and now he had to find a new job. But with what you just mentioned, cutting the hours, cutting the amount of capacity you can have, how's that affecting your tips? You were probably counting on making these amounts of money consistently before this happened, and now you're probably living on less wages. Unemployment's not going to help with that because your hours aren't
Right.
affected. How is this affecting you, and what have you been doing to operate effectively despite these shortcomings?
Well, it does go. There are ups and there's downs. There's gives and takes, ebbs and flows with it and everything. So by normally, when the shutdown, if I rewind a bit, the shutdown stopped. Was that July, August? About the July, August area. Normally, end of July, beginning of August. Normally at that time, our bar we're slow. I mean, it is just disgusting. That's usually when most servers let everything take off, or bartenders and anyone in a restaurant, every business, everyone takes off and goes to the beach or whatever. But no one could go anywhere. So that means that all that business that it's the same kind of sort of I was explaining about the housing market, how this inventory got moved from this part here to up here. So if they couldn't go anywhere, as soon as we opened, they didn't care where they sat or what they were doing, as long as they could get out and come to the bar. And we literally every week, every day was like a holiday.
Yeah.
As far as the numbers do.
And the outdoor seating helped with the capacity, right? That was like a
the
loophole.
capacity thing was inside. Outdoor seating, you could be anyway. We went all the way down the block, seating people outside. So, but now with this scare and everything, we are with another thing, like all that business that we got down there, which felt like the holidays in the summertime, now is slowing down because of everything. I mean, it's not nearly anything. But then again, it's also Black Friday weekend, which is notably one of the slower weekends of
this
the
time
year.
of year.
Yeah, but it'll pick right back up after everybody's running around fighting each other for the hottest, consumer item in public.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was in earlier this year. I went to Louisiana to visit my aunt, and before I got there, I didn't know this, but once I got there, I had realized, the coronavirus. When did it kick off? Like when did the lockdown happen? March, right? What happens in February in Louisiana?
Mardi Gras.
Huge epicenter of this fucking thing.
Nope.
Yeah, I found out that was like a huge epicenter of where the virus had started spreading because so many people from out of state come there.
And then
you're mixing germs and all sorts of bumping uglies and all these nasty things.
Mardi Gras down there, licking signs and dry humping each other and showing your titties and throwing beads and people's children.
I like all those things, but
titties and beads.
Yeah,
we can talk about that later.
Specifically those.
Very specific.
But yeah, I found out that like when I was down there, and I'm thinking, man, that's crazy. That's where a lot of this had sprouted from, like the issue of the cross-contamination, etc.
Right.
We have something pretty big coming up here soon. New Year's.
New Year's, that's going to be shut down.
Yeah, but what do you think is going to happen? People aren't going to not celebrate New Year's.
Exactly.
In fact, historically, for me, in my experience, my favorite thing to do is go to a house party.
Yeah.
So how are they going to regulate that?
They can't regulate that. There's no way to regulate that. There is no constitutional way to regulate that. Sorry, not sorry. You tried, you failed. It's like, unless you make it, the only way to actually do that is to make something so inviting, so to get just people create more of a, like, I don't know, a want or a need to go to this thing that's really, really nice, or whatever's happening at it, or whatever the bells and whistles that you have to it, and then regulate that. And once it's regulated, then like you can honestly possibly slow down the cross-contamination or whatever from person to person that would normally happen if you just go to somebody's house and fall asleep on their couch that they probably had sex on 4 times that week.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
It's crazy times we're living in, Gabe.
Yeah.
So what else are you doing right now? Like, how are you keeping sane? Like, when this thing first started off, like, I was depressed. I was doing terrible mentally, honestly. And what ended up getting me back on track is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Mm-hmm. I ended up getting invited to a speakeasy underground open mat in someone's basement.
Nice.
And we just started training that way. And it was just a really cool way to train and just vent to each other and just like keep the vibes fresh. I was training once a week with this group, and it was like a defibrillator every week. Yeah. It kept my vibes up. It kept me wanting to be motivated. Ended up making me want to continue doing the podcast and taking it to where I have it now, and chasing down this rabbit hole of doing these film jobs and everything.
Right.
But what did you end up doing? Like, how did you go from holy shit, the world's changing overnight to, my man right now that's killing it with the real estate?
Because next door I have what I call my room of 1,000 indulgences. Because literally that's what it is. I got everything as far as PC games, Xbox One, PS4, 55-inch 3D television, and every game or every access to whatever I want. So I did that for a minute, and then I was like, I should be doing more. And so I started studying more because my real estate licensure was held up because of the whole shutdown. So I was like, but I needed to pass one more part of the test, and I had to like wait. It was the easy part of the test too.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went and I studied and made sure I had to continue to that, because you imagine like you study for this thing and now you got to wait like 4 months, and then you got to take this major test.
I would be so fucking mad. I would be so mad.
Kept on top of that, but I also started studying. Wait for it, voiceover acting.
Yes. Yes.
So
dude. That's amazing.
That's my next venture, is to get into voiceover acting, whether I'm doing instructional videos or even like, I don't think I want to do novels or like audiobooks, but I would like to get into video games, even anime, or even just like AI voices, things like that, or it's incorporated. There's so many jobs out there, and it's so many. So I started studying that. I go through, there's an online course called Gravy for the Brain. And it's really, really, really good, really legit. They also have like discounts on certain audio equipments and things like that.
Nice.
And then also in the meantime, I bought this stuff as well, studio stuff, because I was thinking like once I get into this and we're still shut down, what am I going to do? How am I going to sell a house? So I just doing those things. Oh, and I had my own workout regime as well every day that I did, and I cooked a lot. I went and I cooked a whole bunch of things. One day I just got up and I just made peanut butter cookies from scratch. I made, what was that? I looked up on YouTube how to make Mrs. Butterworth's pancake syrup, and I made that.
Make your own syrup?
I make my own pancake syrup. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right. So who's like one of your favorite voice actors? That like what inspired you to pick this as a thing to try?
Because I work with my voice a lot, and
you have a great voice.
Thank you.
I like your voice. It's a very like young Morgan Freeman kind of.
Young Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I can.
I'll take that.
definitely is a charismatic voice that I could be like, oh, that's the same character from this. Like, you know, when you hear like two animes, it's like, oh, that's the same guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just get goofy sometimes, and I just go off on a tangent.
Can you give an example of some
voice
acting?
Let's see. There's one I was working on for a minute. It's a Southern gentleman. His name is Hubert Theodore White. It takes a second because he's ma'am, my name is Hubert Theodore White. I like to sip on some whiskey sometimes and have a good old time. Nothing too fancy or nothing like that. But it is what it is. Why don't you come over here and sit on Daddy's lap, tell you a story, something like you might like.
That's awesome.
So I don't know. That's just kind of slipping into it. As you know, as it gets more and more into it, but you got to really embrace it and let go.
That's awesome, man. So do you have experience acting outside of this endeavor? That's awesome. That's awesome. You want to talk about that a little bit?
High school, sure. Like,
okay, that's fucking awesome.
High school theater. I'm also a dancer, modern ballet, and jazz dancing, as well as doing on Broadway stuff. The last thing, currently right now. Well, let me rewind a bit more. When I was growing up, I was in the Arena Players in Baltimore, which is a theater. It's still down there. I think it's right off of Martin Luther King Boulevard. And we would do little things and stuff with them. I think one thing, what was it? Funny. The biggest number I did with them was called Good Black, Don't Crack. That was so long ago. I don't remember the plot. But even in like high school, Annie Get Your Gun. I also was in I did one of this is one of the back ones, the Phantoms in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, shit.
But the whole thing, we did it traditionally, and everyone was in heels. So I learned how to walk and dance in heels that day. I think I learned that day. I could have been at a party sometime before. I don't know. But
no comment.
I might have been the only thing I was wearing. Shh, don't tell my mom. Anyway, but yeah, then I also...
Mike.
Yep. Got a mic.
You can pull it toward you. You can relax.
But there's also I did, even in high school, I was doing the morning announcements, news thing, vlog things. Yeah. I did that from start to finish on that. I host every year, except for this year, I host the Recital, which is my roommate, Julia Petters. She hosts the Recital. You can look that up on YouTube. Julia Petters, the Recital, and she's a music teacher, and she has a bunch of students that she teaches like voice and winds and piano to. And then once a year at World Cafe Live in Philly, they perform that there, and I host it. And I think last year I did like 4 different outfit changes, like I was on an Emmy somewhere. It was great. But then we have the choreographing the numbers for the kids that perform. So they'll do something like we did. The last one we did was "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" by Aretha Franklin.
Word.
And so in the background, singers are doing this one thing as like, oh. So I was choreographing that and everything. So I do a lot more of like, because they have to stand in front of a mic like this. So any choreography that they do, there has to be like moving around the mic, like kind of how the Temptations would do that or whatever, or like the Four Tops, and they're like, you know, the old boy bands from the way back whens. So I've been doing this kind of stuff my entire life, and I just want to get into it. I just think it'd be great. That was just one voice. I got many, but I don't have perfected characters yet.
Yeah,
I can mark up. I need to like make demo reels and things like that. But I've always wanted to be a Disney villain.
Oh,
I want to be,
awesome.
but not just any Disney villain. I want to be not just like something that's already been done before. I want like something brand new. I want to be a brand new Disney villain. Like I believe that like I could kiki with Jafar and we'd have a good time. Like really, we'd go out and like have brunch, just talk shit on everybody. Look at this queen.
That's fucking epic. Have you played Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
Dude, your character reminds me of the guys from the Jacobs Corporation.
Oh, Vault Hunter.
Yeah! Yes! Do it! Please!
Vault Hunt. Let me tell you a story.
Oh, shit! Marcus, you fucking dirty bastard, Marcus. Who was your character in Borderlands 3?
Oh, what was it? Borderlands 3. What's the name? I didn't finish it yet. I'm still playing that.
But who's your character? Who do you play as?
Where's her face? The dude with the animals.
Oh, the Beast guy.
Beast guy.
Yeah, the
What's his
Beastmaster. I don't even know who he is. I didn't play as him. I was the female mech person.
Like, you know, like you just switch little animals and stuff, like little creatures and stuff around anymore.
Yeah.
Me and my boy, we started playing that together, so I kind of put it aside so we could play anymore, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah. That's me and my cousin actually just cleared this game. It's awesome. I liked the game, but it was something that I thought was interesting. That we were kind of we realized this toward the end of the game.
Yes.
One of the critiques a friend of mine that I wanted to get it, like, because you could have a 4-person group play this game and like run through the whole, you know, fucking cosmos, beating some Borderlands. But there was my buddy's complaint was that you are not the main character. Lilith is, right?
Sure.
And it was like, okay, I'm playing through Borderlands. It's still a Borderlands game, but if you're going to have a gripe like that, maybe fair enough, whatever. And it didn't really hit me that what he said rang true as impactfully as it did until I realized none of your characters are in any cutscenes. And then another interesting thing that me and my cousin kind of started noticing, there's no male characters in the game. There's male archetypes, like the Beastmaster and then the other dude. They're robots. Right. They're cyborgs or robots. Yeah. But they're not males. And every other character in the game, aside from Marcus, that's like a main character, is all female. And it was just an interesting thing. And I don't know, I'm not like saying that can't be the way it is, but it was interesting to notice that.
It's all the wake of the hashtag #MeToo.
Yeah, I'm wondering like who touched someone's butt accidentally that caused this game to end up getting launched like this.
You think about it, it was in Endgame and Avengers with the whole female thing, whatever. They even mentioned it, and what was that? X-Men, Dark Phoenix, and everything. You should be ex-women. Get out of here.
Oh, my God.
Sit down.
Well, this is one of the points I was making with a friend of mine recently. Queen's Gambit, perfect example. That was my favorite female protagonist. Original character, didn't steal anything from any franchise. Like Bill and Ted, same fucking thing. Like with the new Bill and Ted movie, their daughters are the main characters practically. Right. It's like, come on, dude. Like, just make a new movie.
Right.
Like that you can. It makes me mad because there are amazing female characters out there. And there are great studios capable of writing new characters. Make some original content. Make a character I really like. it's disingenuous to make a female lead take over.
The female Ghostbusters. The same
yeah,
thing.
it's like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like, just make a new thing.
Right.
Why are you stealing this?
It's almost like insulting to like.
They're trying, but this is the problem, right? Like, I feel like maybe they're trying to like, oh no, we can do it better, but it's like you're not. Like, a lot of times you can't beat the original. Like, even if you have males try to beat the original, like, you can't. You know what I mean? It's
nope.
Just leave if the original's good. Fucking come up with a new thing. Make something original. My
Impress
God.
me when you make an all-male gym in the holograms. Do you remember that? Is that before your time?
Yeah, it is before my time.
Yeah, that's an old one, but it was all these girls. They formed like this holographic band one time. They were jamming the holograms, and it was just all women, all girls. Yeah,
dude, like I love chick bands. It's so interesting. I don't know what music. I don't know how far your musical tendrils reach out, but I'm into this metalcore band called Conquer Divide. Full female metalcore band. Female, like, fucking awesome, amazing vocalist.
I know,
dude.
We were playing it up there in the living room not too long ago.
Oh, really? Dude,
yeah,
so fucking good. But I look at some of the comments and people are just like saying terrible things like, oh my God, these chicks like think they're like the metal Paramore and just saying way worse things than what I just said too.
Right.
And it's just like, dude, they're all incredible musicians. To try to just like you're just mad because you're never gonna bang anyone as talented as that. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like there's such great original like female stuff out there. It just makes me so mad that you're cheating yourself by trying to think you can just take over a franchise and make it better with a female-led role. Just make something original, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just interesting the way they're trying to do it. They're doing it the wrong way. There's a right way to do it, and a lot of them aren't doing it right.
That's not it.
Man. But yeah, I don't know. What a rant. What a rabbit hole. Fucking A. Murica. Or music. Yes. That's what he said. I thought he said Murica. I thought your boy said Murica, but he said music. But yeah, man, let's talk about music a little bit, man. What have you been listening to lately?
Lately, I've what was it? I was watching this episode of Power, and this one track on there, and it kind of rang a little bit home. It's called 2. It's by her, and like I think I put it on repeat for like a day or two. And I have heard her before, but I didn't really listen. I didn't listen to that entire album altogether. You know? So I really got into that. That's really, really good. I like her voice. Let's see. Other than that. I've been working on looking at some Motown-ish type of things and looking necessarily. Well, actually, no. I guess
interesting.
They're not necessarily Motown. Before that, it's a couple of things on the Wiz that I'm looking to remix actually into other tracks and stuff. I actually worked on a bit of one with worked on one last year with someone, and then that actually went pretty well. So I'm going to do more with that sound.
That's
and
pretty
get out
tight.
there more. But like right now, again, I'm like trying to balance between switch balances between my work mode as far as bartending and real estate. So I haven't been doing too much music as of late. As far as listening wise goes, old school LTJ Buchan has me by the balls right now. LTJ Buchan is so smooth and so chill. And he's like, I usually listen to that while I'm working out.
Yeah. Interesting. Like the relaxing stuff helps you get in the state of mind to train?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll listen to Sergei Rachmaninoff when I'm out doing parkour in my head sometimes. It was a Frosty one time. We were out training, and he thought I was listening to like some house or whatever it was. And like he pulls the earphone from my ear, and he hears like Russian classical music. He's like,
dude,
what?
The
I was
fucking
like, yeah, man, get on my level.
The Russians are fucking like natural parkour dudes too. Like they have that flavor in their whole ethos almost. You know what I mean? The flavor of, I don't know what to call it. It's like not strict movement, but clean movement. You know.
In my experience, without getting too deep, no pun intended, Russians are pretty good at a lot of things.
Oh my God!
I said it. I said what I said.
Oh my God!
Lord, have mercy. Did it get hot in here?
Dudes, all right. So, all right, Russia. Like, let's talk about traveling a little bit. How, like, do you like to travel?
I do.
Where, like, you obviously came from DC, living in PA right now. Where have you been in the U.S. and beyond? That's like a fucking awesome place to be.
The most recent place I was just in Tucson, Arizona. They don't really like it when you call it Tucson.
Tucson.
But no, Tucson, Arizona is really fun. I love it out there because it's absolutely gorgeous, and there ain't shit to do. There's nothing to do. We drank, we went hiking in the mountains and cooked food, and that was like really, really awesome. But like as far as like traveling, dude, I've lived here, lived in DC, Baltimore, California, in the Bay Area. I miss it out there. That would be great again. Upstate New York, Newport News, Virginia. So I live like literally everywhere. Cruises, big and they're huge. Never been to Cabo San Lucas yet, but I want to go there next. Good friend of mine just moved to St. Thomas. I'll be visiting there soon, and it's pretty not as bad to go, so I might be going there sooner than later. And flights are dumb cheap. I haven't been to Canada in forever. Marshall's a really hot guy, so I want to check that out.
I have some good internet friends from Canada, and yeah, parkour guys.
I'm sorry, I said that out loud. Speaking out of turn, my bad.
You're a goon. Fucking Gabe. Oh shit. But yeah, man, Canada seems dope. Like, what are some things you really like to do when you travel? Like, are you one of the foodie guys? Like,
I'm definitely.
Do you have to be like, what's the thing from Tucson? I want to eat
Absolutely.
like the ribs or whatever the fuck it might be.
Yeah, no, what were they called? Oh my goodness, they were saying, oh god, Carbonara Kings. No, I went to this place called Carbonara Kings or something like that. This giant, overstuffed quesadilla with the flakiest little like the tortilla with like literally was so flaky. It was so perfect. I've never had anything before or after that was in the quesadilla realm. That was that good. That was good. But yeah, I like to taste the flavors of the foods. Inside, it doesn't look like it, but inside me lives an army of pregnant women, and I constantly eat 24/7. If I don't, I'm very moody, and I might punch a kitten. Not like that kitten because I'm allergic.
That's amazing. Because I'm allergic.
I got a note from my physician. That ain't happening.
Oh my god. My goodness. My damn. We going ham. All right. What do we got? Minneapolis. Have you been to Minneapolis?
Yeah. We went to Minneapolis. Oh my god, that's right. Me and Levi went to Minneapolis. Ooh, man, Minneapolis. It was almost like, it was just crazy. But the entire reason we went out there was to go to Paisley Park. Paisley Park, if you know, that's where Prince is from, or his house.
Oh, shit. No, I did not know that.
That's where he died. That's where, and the elevator that he was found in, all that stuff was there. We went and got the most expensive ticket, or the most highbrow ticket for the tour there, and at the end of it, we got a meal by his personal chef. He was vegan. It was still very, very tasty, even though I like meats. But it was really, really good. And that was really crazy. Now, in the city of Minneapolis, woo, buddy, lit. We went, where was this place called? The Brass Bar. Let's talk about the Brass Bar. Went in there, and we were just kind of walking around and just kind of checking things out. It wasn't that busy. I guess it was kind of early still. And I turned the corner. I guess I was like looking for the bathroom or something, whatever. And there, this giant brass, the size of a couch, was a penis. It looked like a humpback whale just sitting there. And then on top of it was just a giant brass penis. And then like it had a saddle on it.
Oh my God.
And like a seesaw handle. So like you could just get up there and have the time of your life. So I've got pictures later.
I wish we could like for a moment make that the background.
We could.
I wish I'd known about it before. Oh shit.
And then we went to this other bar. I forgot the name of that. And we literally saw this one guy who looked like he was, I don't know, he was allowed to be on something. And they had like a little, I don't know, open mic bar. He was just, not like a pole, open mic pole. You just go up there and like, you know, be a hoe if you want. And so he was up there and he was doing it. But we were looking at him and we looked at each other and he's obviously on something. It's like, oh my goodness. So we're like, all right. That's a show for us. So we're just sitting there just watching what the hell's happening. We get a drink, we sit inside, and we just look what's happening around. Some older guy comes in there, and we've got like a book bag on. We can't see the conversation. He goes over to the guy that's like on too many drugs on the pole, and he yanks him up and says something in his ear. You can tell he's really, really forceful. Like, we couldn't hear what he says. All of a sudden, ho boy on the pole all of a sudden sobered up and then went out there and started talking to some other dude, and then they disappeared around the corner. What do you think happened here? I mean, I guess you got to eat, right?
Oh.
When somebody's eating.
Oh
but
my God. Jesus.
Yeah, so that was an experience. And of course, when the Mall of America was out there, that was fun.
That's like the biggest one.
Yeah.
in
Minneapolis,
America.
about 25-minute drive from from there, from the center of Minneapolis. There, it's a tiny little town. You can literally walk around it in a few minutes.
Not too much like a lot like Westchester.
It's like maybe 2-3 times bigger than Westchester, give or take. But you can just walk around it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Food. I know they have this restaurant out there. I didn't get a chance to go to because we weren't there that long because you have to book it like 2 days in advance. It's complete sensory deprivation. Dark. Those servers there actually wear night vision goggles, and you can't see what you're eating.
Heard about.
I wanted to go there, but you couldn't. We couldn't. We didn't have enough time to make the reservations. Only there for a couple days.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was fun. Me and Levi, we go places. There was that one time that me and Levi were driving down to Wilmington, North Carolina. Remember that? and we're going down the road, and I don't know how this happened. I think it was partially my fault because I had like a little little cognac cocktail thingamabob in my cup. I wasn't driving, but I gave the directions, and we left Maryland going south and ended up back. I don't know how this happened, but we ended up back in Frederick, Maryland. What
the fuck? You were driving in North Carolina?
To this day, I don't know how we got that turned around. So we had to start the whole thing over again and just keep it going. We finally got down there, but that was strange.
That's funny as shit. Yo, that's how it be sometimes, man. That's how it be.
To this day.
What do we got? I prefer to the trip to Atlantic City to see.
Jamiroquai. We went to Atlantic City, the House of Blues, when there was a House of Blues there.
Yeah.
And we saw Jamiroquai. Oh, Jamiroquai. So first off, it's one of my favorite bands. This is Levi's number one top favorite bands. Jamiroquai, so soulful, so funky, so edgy, and they're poppy and he moves. And I don't know if you've ever seen them live.
No,
but
unfortunately.
JK, well, they don't come here to the States too often.
Yeah.
JK.
Where are they from?
UK.
Oh shit. Okay.
British band. The JK, you've seen his classic videos and stuff, and he's doing all this smooth movement and dancing and around.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop dancing. The entire concert is 2 hours long. We're in there. He never stopped moving, and he's not lip syncing at all. He's singing perfectly and dancing for 2 hours straight.
How do you feel that?
I don't know how you do that. He did that. He did it. He did it. He did it. He did it. I was dating someone at the time. At the end of that, we were kind of get who's doing autographs and what have you. And we're standing in line, and I didn't know this about him. And I'm not much. I don't do the whole cheating thing. At least no, I'm not into that. So he's there, and he looks up and he sees me. There's 2 rows of people in there, and he reaches past the 2 rows of people, and he reaches his hand out to me, and he says, "Come here, beautiful." And he comes over and then caresses my hands and looks in my eyes, and I was and just proceeds to woo me. I was I did not know.
Did it move? Did it move?
Oh yeah, everything moved. It was moving and great. It was ready to go. I was all right, what's up, boss? I'm gonna wait. What do you got? No, man. And I was little. I don't get starstruck.
Yeah.
That's not me. Because they put on their pants the same way I do, unless I'm in a good mood and I put on both legs at a time. But I kind of shied away from it. I wanted, and I shied away. I got his autograph on a CD, and I shied away, and I just couldn't. And later on down that road, I think it was 2 months down the road, my boyfriend cheated on me with my old boss from a nightclub or whatever. Sometimes.
Oh my
so it's
God.
God damn, what? Nah.
What a
It's
missed opportunities. But hey, man, you're still the better man at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You should have went. We could have been rich.
I know. Talking about I know. That's funny. And the way he moved, if you can move and dance for 2 hours, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna have to call out of work for a week. Fuck.
You're gonna have to make a whole new accent for that one.
Goodness.
That's epic shit, man. Yo, so we're almost we're probably an hour and a half in, man. Is there anything specific you wanted to dive into while we're in the hot seat? Hit the travels, hit the bartending, the real estate. Interesting stuff with the real estate. I'm learning things. I wanna do some deep dive on that shit.
Sure.
What are some is this the first podcast you've ever been on?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad that I was able to pop your cherry on that one.
Sweet.
What are some podcasts you listen to? Do you listen to any that are like
Mostly my podcasts and stuff that I go to, they're on my Google Home thingy, and I just say, good morning, Google, and it just goes through a list of different podcasts, and they're mostly like news stuff and everything. But other than like going through different like podcasts and stuff, I don't as much as I do. I'll catch the random like Joe Rogan stuff like that. That's good. Or if someone sends me stuff, I'll watch it. But as far as like subscribing to like different podcasts, I've never really done that so much. But I would. I used to. When was that? Oh my goodness! I used to on the way because I was living in Baltimore and working in Crystal City, Virginia, 2.5-hour commute each direction. But on the way down there, I was using the Feast of Fools and to turn into Feast of Fun. It's just two gay guys that just went on and on about this, that, and the other, and then they were funny. Excuse me, and they would have like guests and things on there. One of my favorite ones, was Lady Kia from D-Light. Grooves in the high. So she's fun. She's done her thing over in Chicago. But yeah, no, I've never really gotten too many podcasting.
That's like cool though. So like, let me. This is a genuine question I have. Right,
Please.
I've never been to a gay bar. Do you have what's some right now?
We can pretend. Put one on the green screen.
What's some advice you can give me to get? How do I get a free drink without having to satisfy a man?
You just stand there. You're cute. Yeah, you show up. Don't be just stand there, but like appropriately smile, whatever. It'll happen. It's just one of those things.
Should I bring like a friend?
Probably, just in case. I've taken straight friends to gay bars before, and it usually goes this way. They either go after the few women that are there because there's no competition, and they like that. But if there's no women there, then the guys, especially if they're hot.
But the chicks that are there, aren't they gay too?
9 times out of 10, no.
Interesting.
9 times out of 10, no. They love themselves some homos. So if there's no girls that are there at the moment, if there are no women that are there at the moment, then the guys that are other gay guys will then try to hit on you. And what I've done is just block them and says, no, he's with me. And then playful flirt or whatever, and just put my
after
hand,
I get the drink though.
After you get a drink, right? And then I'll put my hand over his shoulder. They'll get the hint a little bit, and then that only saves you, but also makes me look better because I looks like I'm going home with you.
So I have to dress nice.
And then these queens are like, look at this bitch. Ugh, you get all the ugly looks and stuff. When I live for it, please look at me ugly. I like it.
That's crazy. All right, what do we got? Bars are overrated. Toilet Ninja, funny story. Do you have Toilet Ninja?
Toilet Ninja. Oh my goodness, what were we working for? So I'm a dancer. I know so many styles of dance, like modern, ballet, jazz, liquid, pop, block.
Dude, what don't you do?
So this is how I grew up. I've been doing this since I was 9 years old, 9, 10. And so I was learning like pop locking and liquid things like that. And I was working underneath of Levi as a I was an assistant. He was executive administrator, and I was his assistant. And it was a medical magazine. Oh, it was a medical magazine. I should remember this, but I can't remember it. It's gone now. But anyway, I'm in the office of I'm in the bathroom of the office, and I think I went out that night or the night before or something, and I thought I was the only one in there. And I'm like popping off like some dance move or something in the mirror before I go back to the desk. I'm like doing some crazy whatever. Yeah. It's like something is like complex that I'm not comfortable doing in public yet.
Yeah.
I was like some complex shit. Like, oh, I got a second.
I know exactly what you're describing.
So I got this. I'm like, I'm going into it and everything. Little did I know that one of the main owners of the company was in the stall behind it. He's like, he gets like horrified or gets scared and everything. He's just stayed and hid in the stall, and then came out and he found out it was me, and he was like, so Olivia thought he was like about to be attacked by ninjas.
The toilet.
He was like, what? It's like I was sitting in the toilet and he's sitting there scared as hell, thinking he was about to get attacked by ninjas. Who's that? Physicians Practice Digest. That's it. That's what it's called. Yeah, that was the name of the magazine company. That was fun.
What does he say? Gay bars are overrated and the hoes are horrible. Gay bars are overrated and the hoes are horrible.
They're just there for show.
Damn.
For the most part. Occasionally you find something that, but most of the time when you don't really find people like that you it's like have something with in the midst of a gay bar.
Word. So what So like Grindr's like the gay dating app. Is that what? But you can use all these other dating apps.
I don't really
like,
use anything like that, right?
No?
I put like I'm recently single. I put what's that? There's a Facebook thing. I tried that out.
Facebook has a dating
They
thing?
do. I
don't know.
Sure,
I've been
I'll
in a
try it.
relationship
I'm already
for
in there or
years.
something.
So.
But they don't use any of your friends. It's like friends of friends, and they connect whatever people with a radius and stuff around there. But like, yeah, I did the Grindr thing for a minute. I'm over it. I just like, it's filthy.
Yeah.
Y'all some nasty hoes.
Yo.
I'm good. I'm gonna stay over here and just touch myself.
Shit. He said it's filthy. Oh my god. Tinder's not different. Tinder's no different.
Tinder's no different.
My god.
Grindr was the no, it wasn't. But that's like the flagship. It's the hoe flagship.
Yeah. Did you ever see what's you like Eric Andre?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever see the thing where him and Hannibal switch phones and it's like, I don't know, it was on YouTube. I'll show you it if you never saw it. But they switch each other's phones and then they're doing Tinder for the other guy, but like they're acting.
Oh my god.
It's funny, dude. I think
I have seen
you'll laugh. I don't know why I thought of it, but dude, I think you're going to like it. I'll show you it after this once we end here. But yeah, what do we got?
Who's that?
Yo, this was awesome. Thanks for popping Gabe's cherry. I'm like, yeah, man. It was my great honor. Tinder is way different.
Tinder is way different.
How?
Well, sorry. So Grindr. Oh, wait. Is that a Gary? Hey, you don't have a picture thing up there. I just saw you. Hello, Gary. How you doing? Grindr. You've got Grindr. You've got the... a bunch of squares, check a form. You can see where they see who's there. But from the top left going to the right, all the way down, and those are the people that are closest to you. You can actually tell how close they are as a matter of feet. So you're a crowded DC apartment. I don't know. I'm just here I heard this from a friend.
Yeah.
A crowded DC apartment. Like they're somehow just like 45 feet away from me, and it's gonna go out, and especially like if they're around or whatever. Or say you're in a restaurant and then you see some guy and you're like, I bet you he's gay. I don't know. And then you check him out or something. Then you go and secretly turn to your phone and check out how close, or check if you see their picture on Grindr and their proximity, how close that is to you. So Tinder you can't do that.
No, you can't.
You can't. Tinder, you got to swipe this way, swipe that way. Yeah. It's a whole different animal.
But you don't swipe in Grindr?
No.
No.
You keep everything there.
That's
you can block people. That's about it.
I'm just thinking like situations where, like obviously the crowded apartment's an example, right? But I'm thinking like another
hotel room on vacation is nice.
Yeah, or like the airport.
Yeah.
Do you?
Mile High Club.
That's what I'm thinking. How does that work, yo?
Exactly that way. May or may not have happened. Who knows?
Yo, my God. There's an app for that, ladies and gentlemen.
There sure is.
There's an app for that.
There's an app for you.
Oh, man. What is he saying?
Who's that? So, Onion. Wait. What?
The bull shot store?
Bull shot story. What's the bull? Wait. Yep. And Gabe. I'm reading this backwards. Tinder's way different. Yep. Oh, hey, guy. Oh, hey, Gary. Fix the bull shot story. What is the Onion? I don't know what that means. I need you to elaborate on that, buddy.
Invented by Russo's father.
The Russo's father?
I think he's talking about the onion shot. I don't know. That the steak and onions shot. I think that's what he's referring to. Yeah, interesting. We already rewind the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's what do we got here? You said there were. All right, bro.
Flavor has onion. It comes together. You can bring more than one.
Either
thing
you're
together.
Driving and typing, or like you need to your sentences.
Get yourself a keyboard.
Oh yeah, for real. Your iPhone's like autocorrect is fucking your writing up a lot.
Wah, wah, wah.
But yeah, man, that's yo Grinder. So, do you have any good stories you want to end on? Let's tell me a good tale. What's the most interesting thing that's happened to you in 2020 that we can keep PG-13 for the sake of anyone that might watch this?
He was older than 13. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Hold on.
Because I feel like you're like just your temperament. You're an extroverted guy. You just get into shenanigans. Not unlike me. I can see that in you. Like we just said, like the North Carolina thing. Was that a decision on a whim? Like, yo, should we just go to North Carolina?
We were going to visit some friends.
Yeah.
They were just, it kind of sort of was on a whim.
Dude.
But we was like, all right. It was like within like a couple of days or something.
Yeah,
we had the
like
time
a
to
week,
go
right?
do
It's
it.
like,
Why
yo,
not?
do you want to do this? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, did you travel anywhere in the midst of the Corona thing? Did you?
Not
did
in the
you?
midst of the Corona
No.
thing. At the end,
I
we
went to
had like the eye of the
Louisiana.
storm. That's when I went to Tucson, Arizona. That was fun. Only because there was nothing to do and nobody around.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. We spent most of the time in the mountains. No, I can't, off the top of my head, for some strange reason, I can't think of this crazy story that happened.
I mean, it's been a weird year, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's uneventful. Like, a lot of crazy things happened, but
True.
they were more global events.
Mostly, definitely more global events than
Yeah.
inside town. It's mostly been inside here, playing video games, studying real estate, getting into shenanigans. What's that?
What do we got?
HF Festival. That was a good one. That's not from 2020, but that's a good one. So like I told you, I'm a big dancer. Like I started dancing. I would go into clubs and like I'm the guy that goes and like battles other dancers and like 9 times out of 10.
Damn, dude, I didn't know you're so into dancing. I gotta see you.
Crush
You break dance shit too?
I don't break. Pop, lock, liquid, slide, glide, and soft follow phone floor. Mostly pop, lock, and liquid.
Bro, I feel like you have the build that you could fucking spin on your head or something.
I probably can. But like we were at HF Festival. They used to be at a time in Maryland, D.C. area. This radio station, HFS 101.1, and they would have a festival that's the first time I got my tongue pierced at this festival, like music festival every year, and you would have to wait in line overnight because they sold out in like minutes, like literally minutes.
Yeah.
That's where I met Levi from as well.
That's
and
awesome.
we went to one, and thinking this is the same one. I wouldn't walk out the house to go to HF Festival. I just didn't wear a shirt. I was like, I don't feel like wearing a shirt because then I have to go look for it when I take it off.
Yeah, I'm with that.
I didn't wear a shirt.
I will drink to that if I had a drink. My God.
Where's your? You got?
It's gone.
Oh.
I slammed them all.
Damn it.
It's all Gucci.
We'll get some more later.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? There was a dance tent and everything. It was raining that time too. So I'm in there dancing my ass off, dancing. And I was like, I left, and I found Levi, and I was like, I had to stop dancing. He says, why? I says, because the music stopped.
That's crazy, man.
That was a
So
fun
how long
time.
was the festival?
What do you mean, how long was? So they started off being one day, and then it ended up being like 2 days.
Oh, but like that
that's-
day that you stopped dancing, like how long were you dancing?
A while.
while.
I can go. I have like ridiculous stamina. It's stupid. That was not a sex joke.
Damn. I remember the biggest like rave I was ever at, like the most dancing I've ever done. Like this is interesting, I think specifically to you because like your anime dancing, this collides, right? Have you ever been to Aten, Anime Central?
No.
It's amazing. Go. But when this Corona shit's over, I'm sure they're not popping off anytime soon. But they have, it's like a few day, it's a few day like festival thing. It's like an anime convention. And the Saturday night, they have a giant fucking rave. And I remember they had this thing like a choo-choo train, like that you just like you make it's like a fucking conga line, but it was like a fucking fist
I thought it was
bump,
actually like a little choo-choo train going
well,
through that.
I was calling it the
The
choo-choo train because
choo-choo.
you would just get on and just go like a snake through the fuck. It was the most epic shit ever. I think I danced with my cousin. I was with my cousin again, the same guy with Borderlands. Shit, we were fucking going for hours, dude. At least 3 fucking hours, and it was like 5 hours long. I think at minimum for the rave. So I've been there.
It's been so long.
Yes.
You won't let us out the house no more.
It's ruining a lot of people's like
It's
like,
killing a lot of businesses. Small mom and
man.
pop businesses are going. Even the bigger businesses are going. Like, it's ridiculous.
It is, man. It's a damn shame, man. I hope people realize how important it is to shop local during these times too.
Buy small.
Yeah. Because these companies, like, even like with these riots that were popping off, it had me so concerned because you throw a brick through this fucking like mom and pop shop or something, you don't know if their insurance is going to cover that. Yeah, and then what happens when they can't afford their shit? Like the corona's on top of the renovations they're going to have to make from you damaging their thing. And now guess what? Fucking Joe's Coffee is now a Starbucks.
Yep. And that's exactly how it happened.
And Starbucks doesn't allow local musicians to play there, which is where like Joe's Coffee used to hire me for their fucking, brunch hour. Mm. It's just, it's the trickle down thing is huge, man.
Downhill. It rolls downhill.
Yeah, man. It sucks. It sucks that we've like come to this point. I hope people are responsible and just give a shit to be aware of the situation,
that's the thing, that no one really gives a shit until it hits their door. Mm. Right? And that's really a sad thing. And it's like, it's almost like natural selection. This whole thing is happening, I feel, as though in such a way that like it's actually something like this is happening to like the world, not only the world, but the United States. Like, we're great and I love this country and everything, but like we're some stuck up like it'll never happen to me motherfuckers. Like that's in a very large scale. A lot of us are that way. And like unless it has something to do with you, then you don't really care.
Yeah, man.
And it's like it doesn't exist, should I say? Not really care. It doesn't exist until it happens to you.
Yeah,
exactly. It's why like, this corona thing doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then like next thing you know, like you and your 6 best hoes now have coronavirus and everything. You did it because it wasn't real to you.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I feel like people need to just be like the mask thing, right? Like, it was so funny. I was with my girlfriend and her friend yesterday, and he was telling us a story about how this guy got kicked out of the apartment complex because he wouldn't wear a mask in like an elevator with a dad and his like 4-year-old kid. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, some people don't care. Like admittedly, like when I'm outside, it's open air.
Right. Unless I pass with like a crowd of people, like there's like then I'll throw in a mask real quick.
Like if I can manage a 6-foot distance around me or whatever, the recommend. Like if I feel safe, it's not even in jiu-jitsu. Like I'll roll with people because in jiu-jitsu we're already worried about getting staph infections and shit.
Right.
We're already a really clean group of people. As long as everyone's. Like, you always pick on the dude, like, oh, you didn't fucking wash your gi. You smell like fucking dirty socks. You stink. You fucking, no one wants to roll with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like, you give each other shit for not being clean. And I feel like that needs to be the same thing here. Like, if you're not going to be cognizant of things, like, distance yourself.
Yeah.
Like, everyone needs to just take responsibility for these things. I want to play shows again, Gabe.
I want to go out. I miss life. For someone please turn the world back on again. Stop it from burning. Man.
But yeah, man, like talking about like music and stuff. Like you played at Beast Coast, right? What other things have you played? Like, let's talk about that a little bit, actually. Before now, I'm actually I have something I wanted to
I was living in Baltimore. Like I played at pretty much every major club in Baltimore.
Damn.
We
got a celebrity in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Residency in DC at the W. That was Ken Fox, used to be a CNN news host anchor, and he opened his own club in DC, and I did that. I played at Nation, which is now closed down. That's like a 3-4 floor super club that was in DC. That's where the National Stadium is now.
Nice.
During the early 2000s and stuff. Actually, it was Biden that said that he was going to put the smackdown on all raves and things, and then drill or arrest the promoters and the club owners and things like that. That was where the Rave Act actually came from, and it's actually all about that club and stuff that I played at. It was a drum and bass night that night. It was good. Let's see. Up here, used to play the spot over here. They got closed down because of COVID. That's around the corner from here called Sprout. Shame. Amazing little spot. It was a music hall. You never went. Didn't like to check the schedule in it because I never know when to walk. You can walk into the blues, you can walk into the metal, you can walk into DJs and everything. And then later on down, I got to know like a couple of the owners and everything, and the promoters, and they put me up there, and that was good. I need to do, my plan is to do more online and streaming stuff, which I haven't. I've been focusing mostly on career-y stuff, and I'm trying to make more space in my career by opening up or digging more into careers. Make more space in my careers by opening up one and dropping one of the others, or dropping the focus on one of the others.
That's interesting. The streaming the music, right? I have 2 friends that do that right now. A friend of mine, Zach DeSantis, who I had on the podcast before, he does this thing where he has multiple camera angles, and he does like loops. Like he'll do like a drum loop with a drum machine, come over here, play the keys, and then play guitar and
That's
like
dope.
loop. Dude, it's so cool. And he switches the camera angles.
Yes.
It's really neat. And then my buddy EJ, he actually does DJing similar to you, and he streams on Twitch for his. Have you ever heard of this website, Concert Window?
No.
You should check that one out.
Concert window.
It's literally like a streaming site for, like, you go live and you play music. Like, people go there for that purpose. Twitch, you go to watch gaming. Facebook, you're going for your friends. YouTube, you're going for whatever the fuck YouTube has.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every fucking thing.
Different ways to tie
you're going to see Brad's podcast. That's what you're going to YouTube for. But yeah, Concert Window, you're going for music, and people can tip you.
Right.
Interesting. Maybe something for you to
I like
explore. I think that would be a good place for you to start, especially with the rig that you have. Do you want to talk about the gear that you use for, like, when you do a show?
What do you use? I use 2 vinyl ones. I have one Technique Grandmaster. I have one Newmark. Why can't I say the name of it?
TTX1.
Excuse me, TTX1, and then I use.
What do you call the thing? You call it a turntable?
Those are turntables, yes.
Even the digital one?
That's the controller. The one up top is the controller. That's Pioneer controller there, and that comes together with 4 channels. You can use all 4 of those as well as like, just analog vinyl or digital or both.
That's cool, and you're using both.
Yes.
That's so cool. You have like 4 options that you could be scratching. My God. Were you using your feet? What the hell?
No, all your hands and everything. I think the first time I actually tried to use more than 2 turntables, it was just 3. I couldn't even get into 4 yet. But then again, I was on an acid trip at that time. It was fun. Many years ago.
My goodness.
No, yeah, and it was like I'm sitting there trying to do this, and like I believe
Levi knows about Concert Window.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to talk about it later, Levi. Definitely, I'm into it. I am into it.
But yeah, you were.
Oh yeah, no. So that was like after that, like it was the weirdest experience. Like I could see trail going this way off the records. It was great. But like that was that. But after that, like, it got more easier to do it, and it's not as hard as you think. And you don't just go in trying to use everything at one time. You kind of build into it, and it's like, all right, now I'll use this, and now I'll bring this in there, or I'll split this up into 2 tracks, and then bring, instead of using 2 digitals, 2 analogs, then I'll use 3 digitals and 1 analog, and take this and split that into 2, so like it's like doing this thing, or lock those 2 into beat place. There. Or you can use like a scratch track, which is just nothing but like a and then you scratch. You use that to just scratch over top of that with that, or something simple as a looped beat, and then loop 1 beat up here, just the same way your friend was doing that with like looping other things. You can do the same thing digitally.
Of course, that's really cool. So, who are some of like the EDM artists that you're inspired by?
Frankie Bones.
Okay, nice. Right off the cuff. I appreciate that. What do you think?
He's literally one of my favorite things. Like,
That's awesome.
Just the way he does it, he plays a lot more of a techie house thing. He's New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, house stuff is awesome. You like trance?
No.
No? You like dubstep?
It depends. I don't like earlier versions of dubstep. I like some of the later stuff. The earlier stuff was like, you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So like later on, it came a bit more. I'm more of a heavier dubstep trap guy if I go that route, and then I mix that with hip hop and drum and bass all together.
Yes. Okay. Cool. All right, we're not so different. What do you think about like the new chill step thing that's like catching?
That's good.
Like a lot of people's ears, and like you have these lo-fi hip hop beats to study too.
That's dope. I can't wait to see more of the evolution with that, because everything evolves. Everything becomes more of what it is. And I'm saying that it's been there, but it becomes more popular, that it tends to evolve more.
Yeah, I think some of the cooler stuff in that realm that I've heard is where they blend a lot of the digital elements, like especially like the digital beats and things, with regular like conventional instruments like guitar. Obviously, I fucking love guitar, but maybe we can make something cool like that. But have you ever heard of Emancipator?
Yes,
dude, he's amazing. Like that shit is amazing. And then The Glitch Mob. You fuck with
Of
Glitch
course,
Mob?
of course.
Oh, my man, Gabe. I knew you would.
Pots and pans.
What do we got here? All right.
Charles Feelgood. Oh, good friend. Charles Feelgood. He's from Baltimore. And he's like way above my pay grade. Charles Feelgood is a producer, and he now lives like in the LA area, but he's from Baltimore. And what's this? Really, really dub is awesome. But he's from the Baltimore area and everything. Always been a guy I looked up to and everything. If we ever say we used to have this party that happened once every year called our Starscape. And he'd be riding in or whatever. He's like, "What's up, Gabe?" And like grab me, and there's this huge line to get in. I just kind of get on the back of his little go-kart and just go in. But dude, if you could check out Charles Feelgood's work, he is really, really good. It's a house DJ producer.
Nice. You'll have to send me some. I haven't heard of him. I definitely.
Good stuff.
I'll definitely dive into that realm of things. But yeah, man, it's midnight.
It is midnight.
Do you have any final sentiments you want to throw out there?
Final sentiments I want to throw out there. Always remember to not forget.
I'll drink to that. Price, what is it? Price Jammy?
Price Jammy.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Not sure on that one either.
Yeah. Yo, before we end, I want to see that Ultimate Spider-Man number 1.
I've got to go dig that up. It might take me minutes. Not just sitting
do you think
boxes?
I
can get you a picture. I can say it's got to really dig out under my bed.
All right, guys, I'm gonna need you to go on my Instagram, and I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post a picture. I'm gonna post a picture with me and Gabe and Spider-Man number 1, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Spider-Man number 1.
Miles Morales, baby. Miles Morales. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on, brother. It was
man.
It was
Thanks
awesome.
for having me.
Thank you for the stories. Made my whole day. We started with a super relaxing deprivation tank.
Yeah, right.
And then we're at the end of the night. We're going to have a couple beers and read some Spider-Man.
Yes.
Let's fucking do it. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. My God, we had some crazy interaction with a lot of these people. You are world famous, my man. Thank you, guys. Enjoy
Thanks,
the rest
guys.
of your night. And make sure you guys subscribe to Gabe. You have his Instagram down there. And anything else you want to give before I hit the button? Before I hit the button, Gabe.
What are you hitting the button?
Before I hit the button.
You hit the button?
Oh, it's going to get hit.